Good. Stephen, I need to start with you, leading up from what was said, to get your perspectives on how the music industry has changed since February. Have you noticed any change in what is coming out?
Sure, and thanks for having me. From a music industry standpoint, yes, there has been change. We also applaud the directive.
You do?
Yes. We actually see, and everybody seems to be echoing it. So, but from even our place in the studios, there's much more commentary while we're doing a production that we have to be careful it might not get played. You understand? So there's that kind of a commentary and going on, and recognition for a standard that somehow, even the standard is, if the standard is, we need to get played. Because anything, so there's a line. And so, in also agreeing with the MAJ, by way of Mr. Allen, he says that there was a line drawn across the board. Yes. And so we commend,
one size
fits all.
Yeah.
And so we commend that across the board stance, because we, from the music industry standpoint, need to have that kind of level playing field for all our producers, all our music makers, all our songwriters, etc. And from also, yes, I also echo that the style of radio play, as per disc jocks, they have also stepped up and look at a wider repertoire of play, you know. The thing with the directive, though, seemed to have come from an ethical place. And so we in the music industry worry about that ethical
let's bring in the executive director to explain more the actions of the commission.
Yes, well, we regulate for harm. I don't believe that the question of ethics and harm are mutually exclusive, but we're less concerned about taste and even ethical questions. But there have been studies done. We began this process in a definitive way from as far back as 2003, when we introduced the Children's Code for Programming based on research that had been done by Professor Sam Vaughan at the university.
So it was the single article which led you to take a stand?
It's a series of actions. In fact, the Guild CAC has raised an important question that even now, a year after, still needs clarification, because it's true, there was a confluence of influences, including articles written, but you would have heard the chairman of the Broadcasting Commission say we took the action after consultations. We were consulting from 2008 with the music industry, with civil society. So you had our action in 2009 and other persons who would have been sending similar signals. They're not correlated, but it's a good thing that you had that influence.
It's good that we had the intervention by Esther Tyson in that important article. We're going to go to a Vox Pop. Let's hear what the people have to say about the things we have been talking about.
Yes, I do see it, you know, because there are certain songs you don't hear on the radio anymore. And you really don't hear the children at the bus stop singing it so much anymore.
They're not playing them on the radio, but they're playing in the bus, transportation.
I think the Broadcasting Commission, they actually did a good job. But one thing, though, they took too long to do it.
Yes, I think it's cleaning up. I think it's cleaning up.
Them should have do this from a long time, from when them hear dancehall did I get out of hand.
I think they're getting there. It's not really clear, clean, but they're getting there.
I think they're making tremendous efforts right now in clearing up the bad music and the radio and on the broadcast, what they're broadcasting on a daily basis.
It's not that it's clean enough, but we're getting there. We are always, you know, the Broadcasting Commission has implemented their procedures to follow, and some of us will follow and some won't, but we're getting there.
If we're successful in getting it off the main traditional airwaves, what about the alternative methods of accessing music?
not everything. Some of the things,
Yes, it is okay, it can pass. Because they're not giving any bad lyrics now on television since the Broadcasting Corporation stepped in.
No, not really. It's not clean enough.
Yes, what is going on now is okay.
I don't listen to my television, I don't look at it, I only watch the news on the board station. And that is good enough for me because the next thing is absolutely rubbish.
Now I have something decent, can listen to and watch, and just some uplifting where even my son can watch it or listen to it.
Yeah, it's clean enough, yeah, what is going on television, yes.
I would say 50-50 right now, but it can be better. It can be much better than what they're having right now.
Isn't so explicit as before, in all honesty. It's not so much.
I mean, I really see no outrageous thing on it where them not supposed to watch everything, but me I see so far all right.
Interesting perspectives from the street. We continue our discussion on the impact of the Broadcasting Commission's directives to broadcasters 1 year ago. I continue to be your moderator, Ian Boyne. Dr. Niall, a number of, well, some of your colleagues have said that we're making much ado about nothing, that lyrics don't have the kind of impact that we middle-class people ascribe to it, and that we really should be careful of this censorship mentality that we seem to be obsessed with. What is your response?
Right, I can't speak for my colleagues, Ian. I can speak for myself, but I would hazard to guess that even my colleagues have come to the conclusion that the response of the Broadcasting Commission was in fact appropriate, to be lauded as a definitive act in a particular moment based on actions, as we have heard, leading up to January of 2009. I think much of what we've been discussing is undergirded by something I've been meditating on for some time, which is a conflict between what I call community and society. And in this respect, I speak as an academic as well as a parent. We have to understand that we are in an age of information super overload. And a lot of that information is coming to us through the music. And Jamaica has been blessed, we all know this, with an enormous amount of talent, an enormous amount of influence through music. I think we have to remind our musicians, remind our singers and players of instruments that they have a tremendous responsibility. So that when the Broadcasting Commission issues a directive, it comes in a moment of crisis, in a moment when violence, content that is extreme and inappropriate, especially for those who cannot censor for themselves, it comes at a moment when we have to take stock of ourselves. And I think we ought to look in the future now to say, well, how are we going to sustain, how are we going to contain, how are we going to creatively move our society beyond this point? And I think much more has to be done by the Broadcasting Commission, much more has to be done by our musicians, much more has to be done by our academics. We have to move in concert to secure the future of the young minds in our country. Yeah.